Following the release of the Minnesota BCA's 2024 Uniform Crime Report, local law enforcement agencies are now pouring through that data to see how their numbers compare.
ABC 6 News reporter Rachel Mantos spoke to some departments in our area about how they measure up to the state.
Law enforcement tell me there's nothing really surprising in the report. Crime rates were fairly consistent with where they were the previous year, which matches up with what our local agencies are seeing. But some tell me it's what's not included in that data that they're keeping a close eye on. The BCA collects data from agencies across Minnesota on a variety of crimes, like murders, which were down statewide, even though Rochester police saw an uptick. And out of the 5 homicides last year, 1 remains unsolved.
We may have a lot of details related to how it occurred, but insufficient evidence for prosecution.
While all crimes are taken seriously, RPD says the area it's most concerned with is an increase in juvenile crime.
Work with families or work with advocates to attempt to change behaviors. Really, it's the understanding that the small crimes sometimes lead to bigger crimes.
Out of the more than 10,000 kids under 18 arrested in Minnesota last year, nearly 25% were taken in for motor vehicle thefts, one of the most common juvenile crimes in the Med-City.
Joyriding type of a crime, taking someone's car, driving it across the city.
But in Dodge County, the biggest challenge isn't even mentioned in the report.
The one thing I didn't see really addressed in there is mental health calls.
Sheriff Scott Rose says there's a direct relationship between the increase in person in crisis calls and the rise in other crimes.
Person in crisis calls and mental health related calls doubled. Welfare checks continue to be high. Criminal sexual conduct with juveniles is up. Suicides and suicide threats, those type of calls are up.
While the BCA report merely tracks data, those who put on the uniform day after day are more focused on serving and protecting their communities.
Our goal is to thoroughly investigate and have a high closure rate to find justice for those victims in those crimes.
When comparing this data, it's important to keep in mind the size of your city. Rochester is likely to see more crime than the surrounding areas just because there's a higher population. But Sheriff Rose tells me his department sees the same problems, just on a smaller scale. In Rochester, Rachel Mantos, ABC 6 News.